What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new series here that we're going to be doing on the channel going forwards. Like I tweeted the other day, I want to be the one to kind of carry the torch with the Destiny community. I want to be a creator that hopefully helps the game to live to a further day than otherwise possible. So this is how I'm starting it out. We are doing Unusable to Unstoppable, which is someone among you guys, someone in the comments will suggest an exotic piece of armor that they want to see a build made out of, and I will see essentially what I can do with that information. Today, the first one is point cannon contact brace. Again, I think that's what that's called. I'm going to be honest, I re-recorded this a lot, mostly just because I don't know what the hell that thing is called. Let's see what it does. So when you use Thunderclap, it gives back melee energy. There are lightning strikes that hit nearby enemies. The lightning creates jolts, and being amplified increases the damage of the lightning. With this, I obviously saw the easy path with Arc, but decided, let's be adventurous. Let's be the cool kids. Why not prismatic, you know? First thing is I'm running Diamond Lance. I know, kind of weird, but I told you we're going for zany stuff. We're not going for the meta here. We're just going for a bit of fun. I'm using Diamond Lance mostly just hold a motherfucker still and then hit him with the melee afterwards. The second aspect is heavily dependent on what level you're playing on. So most people would assume knockout. Issue is the lightning strikes on lower tier content with red bars will be killed by the lightning strikes, and they do not proc knockout. It is a big deal breaker, I imagine. So I tend to run knockout when I'm on higher tier content like ultimate and stuff like that with orange and yellow bars. Yes, I have actually taken this into ultimate content. I can only apologize to the LFG people that I've been running with. I've probably been a mess, but the alternative idea would be lower tier content. I use Drenger's Lash because just it factors into some artifact fragments, stuff like that. So we'll come back to that. But long story short, the default I ran with was Diamond Lance and Knockout. Moving on to the fragments, we were using Facet of Ruin just for bigger shatter of frozen targets, and that obviously plays into Diamond Lance, freezing all the targets. Facet of Purpose, which is picking up an orb, gives frost armor. We will come back to that later. Facet of Protection is damage resist while surrounded. It's just, let's be honest, a staple of Prismatic by this point. Then we have Facet of Courage. Arc does more damage to stasis and strand debuff targets. So strand and stasis obviously playing into the Drenga Diamond Lance combo. Obviously, again, if you got knockout, then it ain't playing into Drengas, but still, it just lets you do more damage with the melee attack. Facet of Sacrifice. While you are Arc, Solar, or Void buffed, which will be amplified from the melee kills, you get more damage transcendence off of ability final blows. So just feeds into getting darkness ability out of Thunderclap. Facet of Devotion. Defeating targets afflicted with stasis debuff gives bonus light energy. So again, stasis debuffs, freeze, slow. From the Diamond Lance, it gives more light energy, so you can get Transcendence up a lot faster. Then, moving on to the artifact, we have Wind Chill, where you get more frost armor with stasis weapon hits. So in the gameplay, I usually use Fast Talker, and it provides stasis shards for extra melee energy. I will say, weirdly enough, I have, in my gameplay, not seen a single stasis shard drop ever, and I'm very confused about that information. I don't know why that ain't happening. I don't know if that's like a known glitch or what, but I'll look into it and I'll let you guys, I'll pin a comment if I find anything out. Then we have Total Carnage. Finishers on yellow or orange bars grants a flat 25% damage resist and gives health back. I've seen people online say it's not a lot of healing, but like I've gotten like full health off of it a few times. So like, I mean, most of the time it's a consistent number, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's actually pretty substantial, and it's a good way to not replace, but put more survivability in not having knockout if you're using Drengas on some lower tier stuff. So I just thought that would help. Then we have Trace Evidence. Final blows on jolted targets give ionic traces. So, you know, just the melee kills from point cannon contact brace can give you ionic traces. And we have Hail the Storm. Just shatter does more damage. Again, just stacking that up. Curative Orbs, collecting any elemental pickups. So Ionic Trace counts, Stasis Shards count if they actually exist. Any tangles created by Drenger's Lash all give you health back. Again, if you're using the Drenger in Diamond, it's great in place of Knockout. Again, doesn't fully replace it. I'm not claiming our GOAT Knockout is washed and 2 artifact perks can replace it, but it helps. Then we have Served Cold, which just gives class ability energy. Then Cosmic Crystal, which is arc ability, deals more damage to targets affected by stasis. Again, so more stacking with the Diamond Lance and Thunderclap working together. Now, the next part that I'm going to touch on is the gear set bonus. I have had a lot of trouble with this part. I don't actually actively raid currently, so I've been trying to get the stuff together, but I unfortunately have not been able to. If I do, before I post this video, I will put some gameplay in the background, but what I used was Seraph in the end. just because, free some people, blow it up. Yay. I'm a simple man, big boom. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But other than that, it is just, it plays in well to the higher tier content version where you are killing a lot of yellow bars and orange bars. You are throwing tangles with Drengers if you're using that as the alternative to knockout. Again, freezing people with diamond lance, killing a frozen person, make a big boom. It's good. It's fun. But my silly set, I'm going to call it, that I had in mind was 2-piece Crota and 2-piece Deepstone. Again, it might be too silly for some people. All right, it might be a bit out there. I know you guys like to crunch numbers, you like to min max. It's weird to have a thrall explosion and a disorientating explosion at the same time. If you don't want it, throw a smoke jumper in between. You can go focus it as Zavala. You can get 2 smoke jumper if you ain't got it, and then you could do 2 smoke jumper, 2 deepstone, 2, or whatever floats your boat. I feel like the disorient explosion would be really good again in place of knockout, because disorientating nearby enemies, so you just take less damage, so you don't need knockout to heal as much. And I feel like the curse roll explosion is purely just whimsy on my part, I'll be honest. But I will say, for solo players out there, if you have any of the armor obtained in the past, you can go to chests using checkpoint bot and you can get armor that way. That's how I've been doing it. It's, I think, 1 chest a week off of Deepstone and 2 off Grotto, I think. Maybe it's 2 off Deepstone, the spacewalk, and then the intro sparrow section. If you need help with the sparrow section, there's plenty of guides out there. I'll drop one in the description down below, and you can see the pathing and follow it along and get the chest open. But again, you only get what you've already obtained, so if you haven't obtained anything from the raid, unfortunately you will not get anything to drop. Disappointing, but it is what it is. With weapons, it is just important to have something that kicks out a lot of bullets and does stasis, essentially. I run, like I said, fast talker. Other than that, I feel like it's negotiable in most cases. I'm going to be honest. I had a lot of fun running Lord of Wolves at one point because I just freeze people and just nuke them with the Lord of Wolves. I had a lot of fun with playing with the icebreaker idea, like what other people do with that stasis titan build, but it's not really, it's not infinite stasis crystals all over the place, so it's not quite as fun, but it was still an option. And heavy weapon, honestly, whatever floats your boat. I should put on an eager edge sword. Destiny unks, don't get mad at me. I get it. I'm cheating, I'm hacking, and I should be killed. It's fine. But with that said and done, that is it for this video. This is the first part of the Unusable to Unstoppable series. If you have a suggestion for the next exotic armor, leave it down below. All I can say is, if you enjoyed this, if you want to continue the Destiny love like I do, and you're not ready to let go, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Again, comment telling me your favorite exotic you want me to mess about with next. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all. Let's keep the Destiny hype going. Let's keep the Destiny love going. The Guardians ain't done yet. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye for now.